Ooh, Paul, you just mentioned hot cocoa. It's definitely one of those mornings for a nice warm drink of any kind, especially tea. I know I could use one right now. Well, if you are heading out the door this morning, we are finally seeing some areas of sunshine for areas like Poplar Bluff, those areas over in southeast Missouri, always getting to see some of the cloudiest conditions, but also they're typically the first to start to see that clearing out. So if you are traveling right now, we're not seeing any weather impacts to your commute. But we are seeing some of those cooler temperatures, although still not as cool as what we could be tracking for this time of the year. I checked the records and typically we're sitting 10 degrees below those lower 40s. So right now, as we take a look across our temperature map, Mount Vernon sitting at 43, our neighbors off to the east, Harrisburg sitting at 44, down in the south, Paducah sitting at 44. We are warming up a little bit there for Kennett sitting at 46. Earlier they were at 45, so jumping a degree within the last 15 minutes. So thank goodness for a little bit of heating getting in there. And that's going to happen as we go through the rest of the afternoon thanks to the clouds starting to get out of the way. They kind of kept us a little bit warm into those lower and mid 40s like what we saw for yesterday's afternoon high and into this morning's low. Now those clouds are going to get out of there and eventually we'll try to rise into those lower 50s, but most of us will stay into those upper 40s. But it will be nice to finally see some sunshine for our Sunday. But something else we're seeing on there that's a little bit yellow is our fog visibility map, primarily seeing some reduced visibility down there in Carter, Butler counties, Dunklin, Pemiscot. Again, that's southeast Missouri, but there's probably other areas that are seeing some early morning fog as well. That's not being picked up here on our map. But something else that's being picked up on our map is our system way up to the north. We're seeing that low continuing to stay to the north portions of Illinois, that low wrapping some of that snow around it. Luckily, we're staying dry and we're going to continue to do so throughout most of the day with a few shower chances trying to pop their way through. So as we take a look at our threat tracker, some cool mornings going ahead and we're going to continue to track that. Rain chances will be trying to continue to their way, like I said, beyond the weekend. But along with that, windy conditions with gusts at times up to 20 miles per hour. So let's play this out for you and your afternoon, especially if you have any plans for this weekend. I got to tell you, I like this personally because we at least clear out and we start to see the sun. Temperatures, there they are, trying to reach into those mid upper 40s. Some of us down in the south will be reaching those lower 50s, but that winds from the south will be a little bit cool at times, again up to 20 miles per hour at times. There we go into the evening hours, and we will be looking at some chances of rain going through the evening hours into early morning Monday with that secondary low coming through. Temperature is going to be dropping back into those upper 30s, lower 40s, rising back up into Monday afternoon into those mid upper 40s. I almost said 80s. That is a dream. I wish I could say that would come true. Well, we are still into that wintry cool season. So by the time you're waking up into Tuesday morning lows are going to be flirting between those lower and mid 30s for some of us. It's going to be a cool morning. Start the car early, but don't leave it running with the keys in it. That's not a good idea. But as we go through the rest of our work week, we do look for the most part dry. Enjoy the dry time from at least Wednesday through Thursday because late Friday into Saturday is when we're tracking our next chances of rain. But look at that average high sitting around those lower 50s. We're going to actually bump that up as we go into next weekend with that system. So we'll get a little bit of a break from the cool weather and the dry conditions because we really do actually need the rain, Paul. But hey, people can actually download that Storm Track 3 app and we can track the conditions that are changing through the rest of the season because right now it's the time that we're in that phase. If we're not tracking severe weather, always be prepared. I mean, this is one of our other seasons that we sometimes track storms, and we do see that on the board for Saturday, next Saturday that is. So well, do what you can to make sure that you're prepared.
I heard sunshine there, so that's what I'm going to take from this whole thing. So
Take the positives. Go ahead, Paul.
I appreciate it.